Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Moment of Silence. I'm Naina Bhan.
I'm Sakshi Shivdasani.
Yes, this is my real body. Yes, it is exactly that.
No, haters will say it's fake, but that's what they are, haters.
Haters. Would you believe that I have a fear of public speaking?
Yes.
Okay, fine, whatever. Okay. So guess what? I've been living alone for like 6 years of my young adult life, and it's been up and it's been down and it's been all around. And if Sakshi had asked me to start introducing this episode, and I'm killing it. By far, I think I'm really
I
killing
think
it.
this is the best intro we've ever
Ever.
recorded.
So I think this episode we're talking about living on your
Hi,
own.
my name is Naina Bhan, and today we will be talking about
Living on your own and live in relationships. You know what? I got my Spotify Wrapped and I listened to 24,000 minutes of podcasts.
You do?
Yeah.
You're the only one. And of course, our esteemed listeners.
Yeah. And
The quickest way to make me fall asleep is to play something in the background. I don't care where I am, I will fall asleep.
I hate you. Why didn't you tell me this before we started a podcast together? मेरे को सुनना ही नहीं है. Every time we take an export, I'm like, Sakshi, just watch the video. She won't watch the video.
I'm like, it's great. Congratulations, we have killed it this time.
Yeah, and then all my audience is like, stay away from Sakshi.
No one needs to know how bad my work ethic is, okay?
true.
But I will say my work ethic has gotten much worse since I've moved out of my parents' house.
Oh, why?
Dude,
Please tell.
honestly, I can sit in the same spot and do nothing for hours, like just stare at a wall with something playing in the background, trying to fall asleep. Like, I can just stare for hours. And at my mom's house, like my parents' house, I didn't have the kind of gundagardi to just sit on the couch all day. My mom would be like, chalo, let's do something. But here I have complete freedom to do nothing at all.
And so you take that freedom and you just do
it.
Nothing. Yeah, do it. Yeah, I think it's a very dangerous trap to live on your own. Like
Yeah.
you will surprise yourself by how unproductive, how disgusting you are. Can I tell you how disgusting I am?
Please go ahead.
So I used to live with my flatmate in one house, and he was moving out. And he was a big he used to love eating sugar, so he always had like ice cream stacked in the fridge. And we used to have those old fridges, you know, the ones that don't have a two door, so the freezer wala
Yeah.
plastic thing, and that always breaks, so your freezer becomes fully like one ice, okay, one
Love
glacier,
that.
like Titanic,
Yeah.
like.
Amazing. In your
Crashing
fridge.
glacier. And he left, and I was just sitting one night, and I really, really wanted to eat something sweet, and there was a mango duet that was like fossilized between the ice. And I have taken.
You Shawshank.
I Shawshanked it for 1 hour. I went with like a balan, and I hacked. And I ate that mango duet.
Was it worth it?
It was not worth it. That day I shocked my own humanity. I was like, ये बंदी कुछ भी कर सकती है. Like नहीं, मेरे को स्विगी से नहीं. I want that one. That stale
won't hit
fucking
the
mango.
same.
Yeah. So yeah, living alone, expectation versus reality, like it hits you very hard immediately.
I always thought my fridge would be so stocked when I live by myself. I thought like whatever. My mom has this big thing against avocados and blueberries. She just thinks that you get too little for the price you're paying. She's right. But I was like, now that I have my own house, I'm gonna buy avocado. First of all, avocado is not worth the hype. Secondly,
What?
dude, it's so difficult to make guac. Have you tried making
Yes.
guac at home? I'm not muscly like that. I can't make guac at home, bro. It was so difficult. And then I just stopped buying it because I don't like cutting things. I
Yeah.
always cut myself when I'm cutting things. So the only fruit we have in this house is apple. Because I
Do you
just-
eat it?
No.
Exactly. This is the thing. Conspiracy. If you live alone, don't buy apples. You will never eat them. Like for 5 years, I bought apples. I've not eaten a single apple. I just throw it at doctors. I'm kidding. I'm
Ew.
kidding. I'll tell you. I have a shame that resides within me every time I go to buy vegetables because my mom will bargain, but I'm too embarrassed to bargain. I don't know what that price is. So I just buy the vegetable full price and I hate myself because I feel like I'm disappointing my mother.
I don't know if Blinkit would like to sponsor me, but all my groceries come from Blinkit.
Same.
I just cannot step out to buy things. If it's not available on Blinkit, you're not going to get it in my house. Period.
I love Blinkit, except where I live, there's no Blinkit. There's Zepto.
Zepto is the OG. Blinkit copied Zepto. Zepto is made by a 19-year-old genius.
Yeah, I met him recently.
Is
I was
he
like,
still
I love what you
19?
do. Yeah. No, wait. 19-year-old genius is Blinkit.
No, Zepto.
I don't know who I met.
Zepto. No, and there was this tweet, like, how long is the Zepto guy gonna be 19 years old for? Because that's their whole draw, like, made by a 19-year-old. Zepto's been around for 4 years now. How can he still be 19?
That's true. My cousin, who is a very distinguished journalist, has the same issue because for the last 20 years, she's been getting Young Achiever of the Year. I'm like, how long before they find out?
She's just putting retinol on her face
No,
every
to be
day.
fair, she's damn hot.
Oh.
She's like just too good looking. The other day, she was hosting like an award ceremony, and there was a photo of her and Katrina Kaif, and I was only looking at my sister.
Ooh.
Too hot. I'll show
Who's
you a
your
picture.
sister, bro?
Shireen Bhan. She's too hot.
Ooh.
And she's very smart. I first had the attack of this adulting, this pang of adulting, of living alone when I was 19, and I was like, no one understands me. I gotta live alone. I'm gonna be able to buy blueberries because I understand the value of blueberries, and my family thinks I'm wasting their wealth
Yeah.
on blueberries. Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be the best thing ever. And
How's the blueberries?
not
Can't
eaten.
afford them.
Can't afford them. And then the first opportunity I got was when I went for my master's, but I was living alone in Ahmedabad. So there wasn't much.
That's so fun for
Yeah,
you.
there wasn't really much to do. And I was like, my parents were like, get a flatmate, get a flatmate. I was like, no, I'm going to live alone. And I was so depressed. I would cry every night.
Oh, no.
Every night. Yeah.
That's
What about you?
on that note. You know, the main thing I wanted to live alone for was that there's a lot of noise. And when I started recording videos, I had to keep telling my family to shut up. But they're like, this is a functioning house. We cannot shut up all the time because you want to record videos. So then, like, we had like a conversation. My mom was sick of the PR packages that were coming over. So they were like, you know, we need to either soundproof your room or whatever. And by then I was like, I'm moving out. I just decided. And I also got a dog at the same time, and there was a little bit friction about that. They've warmed up to my dog very, very well, but back then there was just like a lot of like nonsense fights happening, and I was like, okay, I guess it's time for me to step out on my own. No, my boyfriend was also, we were in long distance, and we were trying to find a way to kind of ease my parents into us living together. So every time my parents are like, oh, y'all are living together, I'm like, no, he's just visiting since a year and a half. I'm just like easing them in still. So yeah, that's why I live by myself, and
Suvrat is visiting.
Suvrat is visiting from time to time, all the time.
Yeah.
But my dad, the biggest adjustment for him was not that I live by myself. It's that I buy epigamia instead of regular dahi. You try explaining to your parents that Greek yogurt is different from regular yogurt. And why he had more of a culture shock with this is because my dog is lactose intolerant, but he can have Greek yogurt. So whenever
This is made up. This
I
is made
swear,
up.
he gets a rash every time he has regular yogurt. So every time, and he can't have blueberry epigamia. He needs to have regular epigamia with blueberries. So every time he's staying at their house, I make them order epigamia and blueberries for this 5 kg dog. And my dad's like, fuck you and your entire existence. So that is the biggest culture shock for him.
I never realized what high maintenance parents my friends are ever since each of them have adopted a dog. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Like, the way y'all coddle your dogs. Like, I'm from this parenting, like, school where it's like, let your child, like, roll in dirt, let the kid fall, whatever, whatever. They'll figure it out. What doesn't kill them makes them stronger. And these guys are like ordering every day. Like, you will order more for your dog on Amazon, like little accessories and things like that, than you would ever do for yourself or your child. I can fucking guarantee
I'll
it.
tell you though, every time I'm at the vet's office, we are like the worst car there, and I'm always like, oh my god, my son is going to have anxiety about just being the poorest person at the vet's office.
The poorest dog.
dog, yeah.
Who has no understanding of material wealth. It should be recorded.
But his goomy car is a banged up Maruti.
Yeah, where's the Royce? Like, pull out the fucking starry sky top thing.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
sad.
Sushi lives by himself. He knows how to order
You're
Swiggy.
visiting.
Yeah, I'm visiting. This is Sushi's house. Everything is a toilet, actually.
Nice.
We're sitting in Sushi's toilet right now.
But I would not have guessed that this is your first time living alone because your house is like very adult. There's like furniture. There's
Barter.
No, it's really nice. I mean, there's like a natural progression to living alone, right? You start with the romantic idea of putting your gadda on the floor,
Yeah.
and then you realize very
Quickly.
quickly why you don't put gaddas
Your
on the
back
floor.
hurts.
It's the worst thing ever. And then you slowly start buying furniture, and then you have to make a decision. Like, if you live with other people, do I want to spend money to do up the living room that we share? Or my room
personal bedroom.
that is mine, but then I step out to like a fucking basic room.
Just you can't entertain people and everything.
Yeah.
So my aunt got married very young and she was living with her husband at the time. They're since broken up. But she was telling me once, she was like, you know, everyone says all you need is love, all you need is love. You can't sit on love. You can't eat love.
Sometimes love wants to fly first class. If you watch Love is Blind, it's a meme. Yeah. You can't sit on love.
Yeah, you need a chair at least.
And a nice chair, and like
Yeah.
a nice art deco, like.
Are you
whatever.
one of those people that buys everything? I forget the term. Like, it's ergonomic.
Oh, no.
No?
Not at all. I love buying useless things. Like, I love trinkets. I'll buy like golden frames and like little statues and things which have nothing to do with living. And then I don't have a dining table, so I'm eating on the floor.
Same.
Yeah, still. And I'm like well into my adult life. Like, I should be a little bit more
Yeah.
like organized, but I'm not. So it sucks.
So Naina and I have the same broker actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Yash.
Shout out Yash. But yeah, he found both our apartments for us, and let me tell you, the amount of brokers I have gone through before I could find one that was okay with like even showing houses to someone that's like with a boyfriend and with a dog, like in a independent job which like it's like, oh, industry mein kaam karte hai, like you're god knows what you're doing in your house. Like, bro, whether you're an actor or you're a corporate employee, nobody wants to host orgies in the house. Like, we just want to live.
Yeah.
Just give us a house.
Though I would argue corporate employees go harder than actors.
Yeah,
like,
fuck it.
On the weekend, I'm just sitting there like painting, finger painting and watching Temptation Island, and the corporate dudes
Yeah, they're
are
like-
just like boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
I have not gone out in a really long time. I don't know what people do for like joy. Yeah, but there's this weird thing that they talk about, which I found so funny. He's like, okay, we will have to find a building where society has not formed yet.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this like Darwinian, like anthropological, where the society has
They're
not
not
formed?
yeah.
So you don't have to like go and do some
You
kind
don't have
of.
to beg to some old Buddha board secretary who's like, oh, single ladki. And
Yeah.
there's a proper hierarchy, okay, when
Yeah.
it comes to house hunting. If you're a young married corporate couple, congratulations, you get a house. But if you're a young married corporate Muslim couple, then the boat is a little bit
Little-
rocky.
yeah.
If you're a young girl without a corporate job, you are,
Live with your parents
Yeah.
forever.
yeah, just stay there. And if you're a young girl in a freelancing position that happens to be Muslim, rip. Just, you are not getting a house. And it's so sad, especially if you have a pet. Then
Yeah.
you're like,
Or if you have a sense of aesthetics.
yeah.
Then you're not getting a house. The only people who can get a house easily are bachelor men because they don't care.
Yeah, they just leave everything as it is. They don't touch. If there's a bowl when they enter the house,
That bowl is there.
3 years later when you go to clean
You're like,
it,
ये
the
कहाँ
bowl-
से आया? You're like, oh,
Aapne
previous
रखा-
owner. Previous owner left this pink bowl, so it's here. It's like got its own shrine.
there's mold building around
Dude,
it.
once I honestly, this podcast just brought me to terms with how much I hate myself. When I was in college, I was kind of seeing this guy, and he was living alone near my college, and I went to hang out with him, and I should have just left. Like, that was the red flag. Just leave. I went into that house. Okay, granted, like, you're 18-year-old guys, you don't know like anything about life.
Dumbasses.
Yeah, but that house had maggots in the fridge. Like, all the palak and everything and molded, the cheese, Maggie, and it was like ugh, like,
Did you fuck him?
no.
Okay.
I went and bought phenyl.
You cleaned his house for him. Oh my
I
god.
cleaned his house. I hate myself.
That's
I hate myself. I would have been a lot more successful earlier in life if I wasn't such a fucking doormat. Like,
my friend met this guy on like Hinge or something, and we went out for drinks. He was a very average guy, okay, like whatever, very couldn't tell him from a crowd if I saw him today. And she was talking to me about it. She was like, oh, can I come stay at your house after I hook up with him? And so I was like, yeah, sure, because she lives kind of far. So I was like, if you don't want to go home. And she was like, you know, he has an Indian toilet and I just don't want to pee after I've done fucking him. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, wait, what? What did I And then the next time, she bought him one of those convertible chairs to make your Indian toilet into a Western toilet. And I was like, dude, like, what's the deal? Why are we still fucking this guy?
why? Yeah. I don't know why. When I was young, maybe there was no advent of technology. I didn't know there were other people out there. I was like, इसके घर से ही काम चलाना पड़ेगा. Let me mop the fucking centuries of dirt. Like, I found the founding stone that was laid to make that apartment. And I'm not even a clean person. I'm fucking messy. That's the other thing. I'm a messy girl. And there's a lot of shame around messy women. Not just
Yeah.
emotionally, but like if your physical space is messy. Like, I feel so judged even when I'm sitting by myself because my house
Yeah,
is
you
so
can't-
messy.
I can't relax with this clutter, but I also cannot get up and clean the clutter.
If
So
I
I'm
clean-
just stressing in this
Clutter. But if I clean the clutter, I don't know where anything is. I couldn't find my fucking passport because I put it in a file. I'm like, bro, where's this file? If it was messy, I would have known it's under my sock that's over the iron that's under the vegetable basket.
Yeah, that's true actually. I feel like organizing fucks stuff up.
It really does. And I want women who are messy to have a safe space. So let's make like some kind of subreddit where we can talk like.
Comment down below if you're a messy gal and tell us the messiest thing you've done. I'll probably judge you right off the bat. Naina keeps talking about how messy she is. I'm like, ew, should she be sitting on my couch?
No, fuck You.
She's clean.
bitch.
She's just dry messy.
Yeah, I'm dry
Yeah.
messy.
I can't handle wet goop. Like, I'm okay with dry clutter.
I feel like I was made for Fear Factor. Like I can clean anything. Like I'll gag, but I can go into the sink and clean the.
Really?
Yeah, I just go with my hand. I have all the qualities of being a mom. I'm desensitized to heat on the. I can flip chapatis. I can clean rice out of the sink.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not a regular actor.
Yeah, she's a.
I'm a cool actor. Very
This is
humble.
a Fear Factor audition,
Yeah.
actually. All of the setup is just so she could put it out there in the universe. I'm like my mom also in the sense that I rage clean.
Yeah.
If I'm upset with something, I'll be like, the house is so dirty, and I'll start cleaning, and even sushi is like,
Nothing turns you into your mother faster than moving in with a boy.
bro, tell me about it.
Like, I didn't know. I knew that I had inner child wounds to heal, but I didn't know that they were all related to my mom's identity. And it happened so subconsciously that
And it happens, but it hits you in the face.
it hits you in the face because, suddenly you become really passive aggressive.
Yeah.
You're like, acha, leave it, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
You're being super angsty and you're like, what's happening? And then you're like looking at yourself in the mirror while you're washing your face. You're like, I'm turning into
I'm
my mother
right now, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is that I wish boys' mothers love them a little less because they really spoil the shit out of them.
Well, okay. So I do agree with that, but I feel like men are the problem.
I mean, how can
I have no explanation.
me being an apologist for men right now, I just feel like I don't know, like in my house, both my parents were working and a lot of responsibilities like keeping your room clean or keeping your cupboard, little things or
Yeah.
looking after yourself was all things that were just like inculcated. Whereas even now when I go to like my male friends' houses, everything is like sorted out by their house help or their mothers looking into them having juice and this and that into their 30s. And then when a guy comes to me and he's like, no, I'm really neat and I'm really clean, I'm like, you're not neat. Your didi is folding your underwear and putting it into your fucking drawer, dude. Like, you are not neat. Your household is set up by your mother who is doing this for you. Your mom loves
so
you.
attacked right now. I am just a desi man at heart, I guess. I'm also a very delegator. Like, I can't, I still don't know how to run the washing machine at my house. Like, Suvrat's out of town for 2 days, so the washing machine just hasn't run. Like, I just don't like doing things. I don't like learning things. I literally, if I have to eat and then wash a dish, I just don't eat for 2 days. Because I can't have a dish in the sink, so I'll just not eat instead.
I'll do ulta. I'll eat and I'll pile that thing up and then I'll wait till every last dish has been dirtied and then.
One time, our maid quit, okay, last month. She just stopped coming. And for 2 days, the house was dirty. And I was only dirtying it because I knew someone was going to go clean it. I know, just a horrible person. But then I had to clean it myself. And as I was sweeping, I started crying. I just hate doing anything so much.
Yeah.
But then once I'm doing it, then I have to like clean the corners. Like, I was sitting on the floor with an earbud cleaning between the tiles.
Yeah.
Because it's
Take
all
it
or
really
nothing.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm just a desi boy.
The other thing is that I haven't been raised in a way that I know how to take care of a household. Like, I'm also figuring it out. It's not like my parents were like, come into the kitchen and start cooking for everyone.
Yeah.
Or like, here is how you haggle with the plumber or whatever. So when I move into a house with a partner, suddenly there's an expectation
Yeah.
or there's a thing ki kaun karega, because neither of us
We're
have
just
grown up
sitting
like
there,
that.
yeah.
So it's like, okay, but you talk to the plumber because you're a boy and he'll respond to you better. He won't respond to my authority. And then like, you tell the maid.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Good cop, bad
yeah,
cop is happening.
but I'm just not a cop. Like, I'm a fucking havaldar, dude. I'm just like, all is well, the house is burning. I'm just like walking with my lathi. This time, okay, I was like, okay, it's been a good quarter. So let me on Diwali, like I wanted to give everybody like nice things or whatever, generous tip.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, I'm doing this from the niceness of my heart. You should give. And then it became a whole fucking political thing because the guard decided he was the thekedar of how much I should pay everyone, and he's coming and looking at what money
Oh,
and
no.
what tips I'm giving. I'm like, fuck off. And then it became this whole complicated
How
thing.
can a woman pay people?
नहीं आप
from
उसको
a-
ऐसे कितना दे सकते हो यादा यादा यादा. My friend texted me having an anxiety attack because she thought she was being generous with her house help, and then the house help's like, you haven't given me the full month's salary as my bonus.
Oh,
She's like,
no.
I don't get bonus on Diwali. And she's like, have I done the wrong thing? You think she's going to leave me? La 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 la. Like,
Yeah. So a lot of my aunts are now becoming sass. Like
Yeah.
their sons are getting married and all. And some relative recently told one of my aunts, going like, "Oh, she comes to your house. You should tell her to help with kitchen work and all of that." And my aunt was like, "My daughter doesn't know how to do it. So
Yeah.
kaun se muh se I'm gonna tell anyone to do it." And I like that it's changing. I
Yeah.
like that my aunt is cognizant of the fact that her son also doesn't do anything. So where will the daughter know
Yeah.
from? Like, and she was like, she was talking to me and she was like, "Do you know how to do it?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "So why will she know how to do it? She's grown up in the same generation as you.
Yeah.
She doesn't know." Like, and she was like, "And if she wants to cook something, YouTube is there. Why should I, just because now I'm a sass, I should stand and oppress another young girl?"
Yeah,
Like,
fair enough.
I was oppressed. So, like, I like that it's changing, but like, I know for a fact that now, for 1 year, this is so embarrassing. When Suvrat and I moved in together, we just ordered every single meal.
yeah, that's happened to me also.
Okay, thank God.
Not for a year, but like for a couple of, because you like.
Yeah, I was also exaggerating.
But I feel like there's a little bit of, I don't know, I carry it. I don't know if you carry it, but I carry this expectation. I have to keep checking myself that suppose I'm going to my partner's house or something, like I should wake up at a correct hour. Like if I sleep until 12, that looks badly on me as a woman.
Oh, no, I don't care. Like, I'm
Okay,
like,
that's good. Like it's changing from my generation to yours. I'm glad.
2-3 year gap.
Yeah.
It's really no. So for me, I was always like, I didn't know gender roles existed because my family was like, all our kids are useless. The girls, the boys, everyone is useless. So it just never happened. And then when I grew up, I was like, yeah, sure. Like, hota
Must be a
hoga.
myth. No, maybe I don't have a gender role as much as I have an older sibling role where I feel like the house will burn
If you don't do
if
your
I don't
bit.
do my bit. And then I don't do much also. So I don't know what expectation I'm having of everyone. So
Yeah. No, I'm a younger sibling, and my sister has that dunya ka boj on her shoulders. So I'm like, let her have it.
Yeah.
She's having fun with it.
Yeah.
Why should I be involved? And her living by herself and me living by myself is so different because she has this like mini plant collection. She like fucking crochets. She's got Lego and all of that. She's just like building
Hobbies.
things.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Temptation Island, what time tonight? Like, that's all. I just sit on the, like, watching TV all fucking day. Yuck, I sound so bad.
it's okay. It's fine.
Of course.
I'm here for you. I'm your new Didi. Coming back to live-in relationships, I have a hot take on this because I feel like I've come all the way around in full circle. I think you shouldn't rush into living with somebody, especially when you're a little younger, because the spice of your relationship falls flat very fast.
Yeah.
And then you don't realize how much your relationship becomes a chore. And even if you're sitting for like dinner or something alone, you will never stop thinking about the house. You know, things will just bleed in. Like if you're like trying to have a romantic moment, then you'll be like, kal electrician ko bulana hai. Yaad hai? You please deal with him and things like that. And also like with your libidos and stuff, when like people fall out of sync. Like when you're on, the other person's off. When the
Yeah.
other person's on, you're off, and then 5 years go back. But it's hard. I'm just saying.
Getting a personal.
Yeah, so it just becomes really hard because
Yeah.
you stop living your relationship and you go into autopilot. And if you don't check yourself, like
Then you wreck
yeah,
yourself.
things become very, very like you become 40-year-old, 50-year-old
Yeah,
relationship. Like
there's no romance left. If you have to make an active attempt, because when you're living with someone, it becomes very like the AC temperature is never my choice, or like,
yeah,
like you have too much stuff, as opposed to when you're meeting someone like for a date and then spending one night, then you're like, oh, I'll adjust.
Yeah.
I've realized that I hate cuddling. I hate being
No
touched.
one
I
likes
hate
cuddling.
cuddling. When we were in long distance, I was like, chal yaar, like 5 days a month we meet, let's cuddle. Now it's like,
dude, my long distance relationship almost gave me a slip disc because we were like, oh, we're meeting after so long, let's cuddle. And I fucked up my spine because I was lying on that arm. I'm not kidding, to this day.
that one night of
That
cuddling.
one night of cuddling.
महंगा पड़ गया.
What? I can't edit. I could have been an ace editor. My fingers go numb.
Would you buy a house with someone that you're not married to?
No.
End of
Never.
So, someone I know bought a house with their girlfriend,
Huh.
and they're paying mortgage on the house. They were dating for 8 years, and they broke up. This house was in Paris, by the way.
Oh.
Okay, they broke up, and he decided he wants a change of scenery, so he moved to New York. But he still has to pay the mortgage because she can't afford to buy him out. He can't afford to buy her out. So he's paying New York rent plus a mortgage on a house in Paris.
How's his OnlyFans going? Yeah, no, I think though, if you're in a marriage, also buy your own house.
Yeah,
You never know. You
and
never know.
separate finances
Separate
all the way.
yeah.
You will never catch, like, you can't sit on love.
You can't sit on love.
You need the moolah on the side.
Yeah, I want to, like, my next aspiration is to buy a house, and whatever, whoever I end up with can live in it.
Pay rent, but
Pay rent, yeah.
Yeah, sab aadha.
Aadha.
Sorry, there's no.
Okay, what do you think about this in this new world with like feminism? Do you think that finances should be split 50-50, or like where does the guy pull and where does the woman pull? And do you think it's forever, or is it like a dating phase and then marriage may things change up?
I think it should be proportional to the income. Like, I'm happy to cover more if I'm making more, and I'm happy to cover less if I'm making less. So, yeah, because I don't like, I feel like the 50-50 creates resentment because, say, if I'm making more and I want to do something more expensive, what do I just do it by myself? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, like, you should want to spend time with your partner, I guess. So I'm happy to cover for things that I want to do and vice versa. But I think the whole, like, the man should pay for it all is very stupid because, like, equality.
I think it's a delicate balance.
What
Like,
do you mean?
I've always been the kind of person who's like 50-50, split everything through the middle. Like, I will
Send
pay
a
for my
split
thing.
wise.
Yeah, fully. And I'm not opposed to like taking people out for dates and things like
Yeah.
that and spending on them. But I feel like somewhere you have to also balance like yourself in that person's life. And I feel like boys need a little bit of a push to grow up. And if
Fair.
you start doing things for them, they
They
get comfortable really fast.
Yeah.
So I feel like
मेरी शक्तियों का गलत इस्तेमाल हो रहा है
बिग बॉस मुझे हर्ट हो रहा है मुझे बहुत हर्ट हो रहा है बिग बॉस
Yeah, but
So, yeah.
a lot of my friends that are in long relationships that are getting engaged, they said that they had to start like last year if they wanted an engagement this year. They had to start like talking about how they're ready and like start telling the boyfriend to save money and all of that. But like for me, it would just like if I have to push someone to the altar like that, I don't want it. To the mandap, whatever.
this
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen is is the kind of self-realization you can win at life with. So please, let's highlight, run a ticker down below.
So you actually moved cities
Yes.
recently. How is Bombay different from Delhi in terms of the real estate
Oh.
scene?
After living in Bombay, I feel like I can go back to Delhi and not buy, rent a palatial estate and live really, really well because my God, the rents here
It's
are
fuck all, na?
insane. Like when I first came here, by the way, I thought I was moving for 2 months, and it's been 2 years since that date. So Bombay is like that. You get really addicted to the city. But when I first moved, I moved to Bandra. I moved to again like a matchbox apartment, and I thought I'd be saving money by saving on rent. But because my home was so tiny and it was just like so difficult to
Yeah.
live in, I was always out, and then I was ordering every day and things like that. So basically ended up spending as much as I would if I had gone to a better apartment.
Yeah.
So then I made the executive decision of moving to a nicer, like a bigger place in Versova, in somewhere in the Andheri area.
For those unacquainted.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just a lot more. It's a lot more peaceful because I do work a lot from home. So now instead of going to a cafe and spending 1,500 rupees, I can sit at home and
When I was looking for apartments, I was also like, I'm gonna be a Bandra girly.
yeah.
And I met some broker. I sat in the back of his scooty and we went to see these Bandra apartments. And the first apartment, there was like a great lobby and all of that. And I was entering it, and the broker says, no, no, that's not the entrance. And he takes me to the back, and there's this huge, like, step. You literally have to climb onto it. And there's this tiny alleyway leading up to like a half floor, and he opens the apartment and it's just one passage with a bathroom on the side and a kitchenette, if you could call it that also. And he was like, this is the apartment. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, this is not even a BHK. This
Yeah.
is not, this is a K. Like,
It's not even a K, it's a negative, dude.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, maybe if I pour a little bit more money, I can find a place in Bandra. But the last place I saw before I moved this side, I was walking and a bone fell on me. I don't know where it fell from, either like a eagle's clutch or a meat shop. Suddenly this thing hits. I'm like, नहीं रहना, मुझे घर जाना.
Time to go to Andheri.
Yeah. So then I moved.
No, so another one of my friends was looking for an apartment in Bandra right now, and she found one, okay?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, urban company's cleaning at this house. Let's go check it out. I have to take the keys and all. I enter the place, and the landlord has not even gotten rid of the trash. There's like this small open loft, and it has like bartan, balti, everything you could name, and things are. She's like, you cannot touch any of that.
Dead treasures.
Yeah, there is a bed. The bed was just a gadda, and she said you cannot throw this out. And the furniture, I'm not kidding, the foam was visible, and she was like, this is the couch. So I was like asking my friend, why are we doing this to
Yeah.
ourselves, you know? And then she was like, yeah, you're right. So now she moved to Santa Cruz, which is like,
Why?
yeah, but
Nadi
she's
par,
got a
yeah.
banger apartment now. But like,
That's like, you won the lottery. But honestly, where else can you really live between Bangalore, Delhi, and Mumbai if you're a working professional, or especially if you're in a live-in relationship? These are the only cities where you really can
Yeah.
kind of figure it out. There are some like landlords who are still okay. When I lived in Ahmedabad, oh my God, like my parents came with me and we would go to these societies and they were really stuck together, and every time you moved into like a floor, or they would open their peepholes and 10 women would just be like looking at you, seeing kaun aaya, kiske ghar mein kya gaya. Now staying in a Jain society finally, and I was not allowed to bring like onions or garlic
Yeah.
or anything in, so that was really hard. But nobody respected my personal space. One day my house was getting cleaned and my door was little open. I come out from my bath and the neighbor just walked in and she's staring at my apartment from the inside. She's inspecting things. I'm like, auntie,
What?
sooth here, bro. She just walked out. I had to get her to leave. I'm like, jao, boss. Like, it's not your house. So it's
My friend is paying 1,20,000 rupees rent, okay, in Bombay.
1,20,000 rupees.
1,20,000 rupees, whatever, yeah.
Round
Fuck off.
figure. Yeah.
1,20,000 rupees for rent. That's a lot of money. Her landlady just rang the doorbell one day and said, "Surprise, bitch." And she went through the entire house asking her to open drawers. And my friend just had to open like her underwear drawer and everything and show this lady everything that was in her house. Like,
There is
bro,
no respect.
yeah,
Like,
fuck
why do you have to
you.
feel like you're living, as some kind of.
Like you're begging them and living. Bro, you're getting rent. Just let us live.
Yeah.
Like, they're not doing charity with the amount of money we're paying.
So right now I have a really nice neighbor. First time in my life, like I feel like I have arrived, not just because of my apartment,
Because
but
of
my
your
neighbor.
neighbors.
She's so nice. She's a stylist. She's a little older than me, and she's like always like checking in. We like got a drink together. We exchange Diwali gifts. It's really nice.
Would you like to know about my neighbors?
Sure.
So one of them is a DJ. He practices his set at 11 a.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays. And it's just too loud. He's like a techno or an EDM DJ. I don't know the genre. I just know the noise that comes from his house. And one of them, I don't know what he does, but every time I walk out of the house, he'll be like, "Hi, I'm XYZ." Like he's introducing himself for the first time. He has gate crashed a party at my house at 4 in the morning, which made everybody else vacate the apartment. And these are not even my worst neighbors. One of them is this family who moved in like 4 months back, and then within 2 months, I see them one night, they're like leaving. And the next morning, the CID is at our footstep asking me if I know where they are. And I'm like, "No, I don't." And then they disappeared for 2 months. And on Diwali night, they came back for something and the CID caught them. And apparently, they have done 30 lakh rupees ka. No.
How can it be
And-
30 lakh?
Sorry.
Huh.
And apparently, they have done 300 crores ka insider trading.
Between 30, why are you in Korea?
Sorry.
Perpetually in the wrong exchange rate.
300 crores ka insider
Damn.
trading. So yeah,
I like that.
that's what happens when your society is not formed and you
Yeah.
have to live in this fucking hellhole as a renter.
I used to be really afraid of living by myself. Like, especially Ahmedabad was the first time I lived alone. But I used to come back like late at night, and the walk from the gate to my house. And I'm from Delhi, right? So my fear is someone knows I'm coming at this time. They have mapped that I'm coming every night this time. I used to run because I thought that every time I would come up from the elevator, somebody would come with a knife from the stairs and stab me. So, yeah, it was really hard to come to terms with the fact that nobody was trying to kill me.
Oh no, are you okay?
I mean, I'm alive and thriving, but now I really love living alone. Like, I hate sharing my space with other people.
Yeah.
I love Sundays. And when I move back to my parents' house, it's like
Just stepping on each other's
choking,
toes.
like choking, And I told my sister's also coming back for the winter, and I was like, "Listen, I'm telling you, this is the first time you're coming back home after living on your own. Don't freak out." Like lockdown, I moved to my parents' house. By the third day, I was crying, and I am like, "I'm leaving," and I can't even drive a car, but I took the car keys and I went downstairs, reversed it, and I put it back, and I came back. I was like, "I'm fine now."
Tasalli ho gayi.
Yeah, it's very hard to live back in your parents' house.
Once you've tasted that freedom,
Yeah.
yeah, just a little lick of that freedom.
But now I do want to live with my parents again. Like I've come to that place where they're my friends again.
As the alpha, as
an
an
alpha.
equal.
Yeah, they will live in my house under my rules. That is the only difference. No
Let us
getting
know
out
how
of the house.
that works out.
My parents had a fun quota. Actually, it was just my mom. My dad's pretty chill. If I had fun on Saturday, I could not have fun any other day of the week.
Love that.
And fun equal to if I went on a family gathering or a family dinner, that was also my fun quota up. That was the biggest scam. Like, you
Yeah.
think I'm having fun right now? But It was not fun. But now she's nice.
Now she's not.
Now I love my parents.
My parents thought I was gonna get kidnapped all the time, especially like I feel like it was directly proportional to the distance from my house.
Yeah.
Like my parents live in Andheri, so the chances of me getting kidnapped in Juhu were less according to them, and the chances of me getting kidnapped in town were
Of
more
course they were.
according to them. So I had like a distance quota. I
Yeah.
couldn't be like more than 2 kilometer radius from the house, which makes no sense. None of my parents drive, so if something were to happen, they would also have to stop a rickshaw. Like so.
Your emergency contact just showing up 2 days later.
Yeah.
She was right here. Did you see that girl in the crop top who's just finished the 70-day challenge?
37.
Whatever. Yeah, but my parents, I'm living somewhere else. My sister's in another country. We're doing something, not doing. We speak every 3 days. We could be dead in those 3 days. But the minute you come into your parents' house, like the sun sets, where are you? Are you okay? I'm
It's
like,
not nice to be out so late.
yeah, I'm like, what? I was just out this entire year. Like, why are you freaking out now?
So I was going for a sleepover once, okay, and I was at my I wasn't going for a sleepover. I was going to fuck some dude once, and I was gonna
Language, Sakshi. It's a booty call.
Sorry, I was going on a booty call, but I was meeting him at like 145 Bandra or wherever, and I was at home before that. And I was like, I don't want to pay for alcohol on this date. So the logical thing to do is just take 3 shots before I go, right? So I pour them, and there's a family dinner happening. And I sit with these 3 neat vodka shots, and I just drown them. My mom was appalled. She was like, how can you take 3 shots back to back? She was looking at my dad like she thinks this is funny, like stop this. And then I was living with my parents back then, so guess who didn't go on that booty call that night? That is literally the core of my trauma.
That's why you moved out of your house.
Yeah, fuck this.
How sweet. My one luxury in life that I miss, like you can pay me $1 million, but this is the one thing that I miss, and my parents also don't give it to me because they work, is a fresh fulka, like a fresh roti that's like just come off the tawa, and it's like full with air, like a hot air balloon of hopes and opportunities and dreams.
That's your wet dream.
I'll barter for that any day.
I'll accept the $1 million that she has let go for a fresh fulka.
You will know when you are my age and you've suffered the hardships.
I don't like roti.
What?
Okay, I don't like ghar ka khana. I don't care whose ghar ka khana it is, I just don't like it. I'm a very where's the MSG in the food type of person. Fitness is my passion.
I don't know what to go after this.
So let's go home.
Let's go home to our apartments that we live in.
That's
Sakshi's
going to be
already
as
here.
messy as we left it because we are living by ourselves. But thank you so much for joining us.
Should we take a moment of silence actually?
Let's take a moment of silence for all the fresh fulkas that Naina will never get to see.
Yeah. Moment of silence for all the landlords who believe that I work in the digital industry as a creative producer. Yeah.
I'm in a marketing job.
I'm in a
according
marketing
to-
job. Yeah. All right. Like, share, subscribe. We're doing this out of the love of our own hearts. So if you subscribe, maybe some people will love us also and give us something.